Here are radical inequalities, and I'm going to solve them using a number line and interval notation. Step 1, take what's inside the square root, set it equal to 0, and solve for the variable. So in this case, 2x equals minus 8, x equals minus 4. Whatever that value is, put it on a number line. I'll say that's minus 4. And look to the left and right of it and see which side makes what's under the square root negative. So I'm just going to pick a number to the left of negative 4, negative 10. And I'm plugging it into here. 2 times negative 10 is negative 20. Plus 8 is negative 12. It's negative. So anything to the left of negative 4 can't be part of the solution interval. To the right will be, but let me try a number to the right, 0. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 8 is 8. It's positive under the square root, that's fine. So anything to the right of that can be part of the solution. Now I take the original inequality and I turn it into an equality. 2x plus 8, that's the square root of that, equals 4. And I'm going to solve this. I've isolated the square root already, so I'll square both sides. 2x plus 8 equals 16. 2x equals 16 minus 8 is 8. X equals 4. Now I'm going to check to the left and right of this to see which one is the interval that has the solutions. Since it was originally or equal to, it gets a dark circle, a closed circle. If it was just less than or greater than, open circle. So now I'm going to try a number to the left of it. I can't go beyond negative 4. I'll just do 0. 2 times 0 is 0. Square root of 8. Is square root of 8 less than or equal to 4? Well, I think so, but double check it. Put it in the calculator. Square root 8. The square root of 8 is 2.82. It certainly is. So now the original number that I found that made the square root 0, that's always a closed circle. It's always included. So there's on the number line, there's the answer interval. Let me check to the right, just to be complete. I'll try 10. 2 times 10 is 20, plus 8. Square root of 28, is it less than or equal to 4? Well, square root of 25 is 5. It's already bigger than 4. Square root of 28 is bigger than 5. So no, it's not. So anything to the right of 4 isn't included. And I can write this in interval notation, negative 4, 4. So step 1, look at what's inside the square root, set it equal to 0. Use that as a test value. Look to the left and right of it to see which side is excluded. Then turn your inequality into equation, put an equal sign. Isolate the square root, square both sides, solve for the variable. That's another test number, and see which side the solution interval is. If that number that made what's under the square root 0 is included, make sure you've got a closed circle on it. The number that you found as the solution of the equality, put a closed circle if it's greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Put an open circle if it's greater than, less than. And then infinity always gets a curvy. It's not included. You can't actually reach infinity. So I'll do this one. X minus 4 equals 0. X equals 4. Here's my number line. I'm going to put 4 on the number line. Let me check to the left and right of 4. I'll check to the left. I'll put 0. 0 minus 4 is negative. To the left of 4 is excluded. To the right of 4, 10 minus 4 is 6. That's a positive number. I can take a square root of positive number. That works. So I'm going to change this into an equation. I'll put equals 8. Divide both sides by 2. X minus 4 equals 4. Square both sides. X minus 4 equals 16. X equals 16 plus 4 is 20. So I'm going to put 20 on my number line, and I'll check to the left and right of it. I'll check to the left first. Let me try 10. 2 times square root of x minus 4 is 6. Is that greater than or equal to 8? Well, let me check it out. 2 times square root 6, 4.89. Is that greater than 8? It absolutely is not. So it's going to be greater than 20. Let me just double check it. I'll put in 30. 30 minus 4 is 26. 2 times square root of 26. Is that greater than or equal to 8? Well, square root of 25 is 5, and 2 times 5 is 10. Square root of 26 is bigger than 5, so it's going to be even bigger than 10. 2 times something bigger than 5 is bigger than 10. So yes, it does work. Remember, it was originally greater than or equal to. So it goes like that, and it goes on forever. And the interval is 20. It's got a square bracket because it was originally greater than or equal to, and to infinity with a curvy bracket. All right, the next one. This one already has some work written in, so I'm going to need to get rid of that work. Oops. Bear with me while I get rid of this work. I guess I went too far. I want to get rid of all of that work so I have clear space. Okay. All right. Square root of b minus 7. So b minus 7 equals 0. B equals 7. Set up my number line. I'm going to put 7, say, over there. I'll check to the left and right. Let me try something less than 7. I'll try 0. 0 minus 7 is a negative number. Can't have a negative under a square root. Anything to the left of 7 is excluded. I'll try one to the right of 7 just to double check. 10 minus 7 is 3. That's positive. I can take a square root of a positive number. So anything to the right of 7. If 7 later on turns out to be part of the interval, I'll have to put a closed circle on it. But for now, I'll just leave it as it is. Now I'll do this as an equation. Square root of b minus 7 plus 6 equals 12. Square root of b minus 7, 12 minus 6 is 6. Square both sides. B minus 7 equals 36. And b equals 43. So I'll put 43 over here. Doesn't have to be to scale. Now let me check things less than 43, but greater than 7. Let me try 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. Square root of 3 plus 6 less than equal to 12. Well, let me check it out. Square roots 3 plus 6. 7.73. Yes, it is. So that works. Remember, 43 is included. That number that makes the square root is always included. 43 is included because it was originally less than or equal to. So it's between 7 and 43, including 7 and 43. Just to be complete, I'll check a value beyond 43. Let me try 100. 100 minus 7 is 93. Square root of 93 plus 6, is that less than or equal to 12? Well, 9 times 9 is 81, so 93 is bigger than 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. Something bigger than 9 plus 6 is greater than 15, and that is not less than or equal to 12. So anything bigger than 43 is out. So then it's always, that number that made the square root equal to 0 is always included, and 43 in this case is included because it's less than or equal to. If it was just less than, it would be a curvy bracket. But because it's less than or equal to, it's a square bracket. So that's the answer. And one more example. Step 1, take what's inside the square root, set it equal to 0. Solve it. Negative 7/2 is minus 3.5. So I'll put that on the old number line. Check to the left and right. Well, let me check to the left of it. I'll try negative 10. 2 times negative 10 is negative 20, plus 7 is a negative number. Anything to the left of negative 3.5 is out. Let me try to the right of it. I'll try 0. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 7 is a positive number, plus 7. I can take a square root of that, so that's fine. Turn this into an equality. 10 minus square root of 2x plus 7 equals 3. I will subtract 7 from both sides. Negative square root of 2x plus 7 equals minus 7. Divide both sides by negative 1. 2x plus 7, that's inside the square root, equals 7. Square both sides. 2x plus 7 equals 49. Subtract 7, 2x equals 42. Divided by 2, x equals 21. So I'll put 21 on my number line, doesn't have to be to scale. It was originally less than or equal to, so if it's or equal to, it's got to be a closed circle on that value. And now I will check to the left and right. Let me check to the left. I'll do 0. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 7 is 7, so 10 minus square root of 7. Is that less than or equal to 3? Let me try it on the old calculator. 10 minus square root 7. 7.35. No, it's not, so it's going to be greater than 21. Let me try a number bigger than 21. I'll try 25. 2 times 25 is 50. 50 plus 7. So 10 minus square root of 57. Is that less than or equal to 3? I think so, but I will put it on the calculator. 57. 10 minus square root of 57. 2.45. That is indeed less than 3. So it's going to be shaded to the right of 21. And interval notation, 21's included, so it gets a square bracket, and it goes to infinity, so it gets a curvy bracket. So again, just to reiterate, step 1, look at what's underneath the square root, set it equal to 0, find that value, try a number to the left of it, to the right of it, so that you can exclude one of those intervals. One of those is going to make what's inside the square root negative, and you don't want a negative in the square root, so exclude it. Then turn the inequality into an equation, isolate the square root, square both sides, solve for the variable, set that up as a test number, and check to the left and right of it. If it's less than or equal or greater than or equal originally, then that test number is going to be included in the answer choice. If it was less than or greater one, it's going to be an open circle on that test number. Check each side of it and see which one works. And that's it. That is how to solve radical inequalities using a number line and interval notation.